Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. You guys see the thumbnail. Guys see it. And it's harsh. And I'm giving them time to get in. I know they got something to say about it. But what did I say? Ryan Garcia followers are idiots. I can prove it. Mayweather called his bluff. You see his response. But before we get into that, y'all know the drill. That's turn two. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT, or you can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all know what we do at the top of the hour, at the top of my hour, anyway, is water check, water check, water check. I'm in my usual 10 bottles. I plan on drinking more water by before the night is over. So I always talk about water here at Boxing Fans Talk TV. We advocate for 100 ounces of water per day. If you're a grown person, you need to drink at least a gallon of water a day. Um, I say if you're a person who not into water like that, and you're not ever going to be a person that's into water, at least drink water twice a day, and that's first thing in the morning before your toes hit the ground, before you do your hygiene regimen that you do daily. Drink you 8-ounce glasses of water. Your body is like an engine. The water is the lube. A lot of moving parts when you get up. Drink your water. The second time you need to drink your water is at night before you go to sleep, before you get your final rest, not looking at TV, not doing something else, but going to sleep for the night. Drink you another 8-ounce glass of water. The American Heart Association recommends that for the heart. They ain't lying about that. That's a good thing. And it's a lot of reads going on at night. Revamping, recharging, rebooting. You're cleaning out the toxins in your body, getting ready to release all that out first thing in the morning, when you go to the bathroom. And all that stuff starts at night before you go to sleep. The average person can burn like 900 to 1,000 calories while sleeping. So, yes, drink your water. Please, please, please stay hydrated. It is the summer. It's hot in a lot of places. talking places like down south, namely Texas. I hear y'all weather is excruciating. I know it's excruciating for me. And places like Arizona and other places down in the southern part of the country. Um, it's hot everywhere though. It's really, really hot. So please stay hydrated and drink your water. We'll do a little housekeeping. Please, in my humblest voice possible, hit the like, share, and subscribe. I come on Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, you locked in. Just please, 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 in my humble voice. Um, Now, y'all saw the thumbnail. I basically was calling out all Ryan Garcia followers. And it's gotten to a point like I just really feel like if you give this man an inch, he'll take a mile. I think about when he had that fight with Tego and how he said he pointed out where he thought he was wrong. And we agree with him. He was wrong in some areas and how he moved in these boxing streets. He said he was going to try to improve and he was no longer going to do this or that. Wow. It didn't take long, did it? Didn't take long for him to bounce back to his regular self. So I blame his followers. I blame all his enablers. And that's what his followers are. I call them idiots. They're stupid. They just ain't got no common sense. Yeah, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. He has to take ownership of it too, but he can only do what you guys pump in his head to do. This man is delusional because of you guys. Now, social media is the bag of apples. Boxing is the oranges. You can't conflate the two. You can't mix the two. I'm going to prove that he's using you guys in social media to further himself in his career in boxing. And he's speaking for you guys, even though you guys are not even saying what he's saying. He uses the fact that you guys follow him to get some kind of credit or to have some kind of credential or whatever. He put his foot in his mouth all the time. And now to me, at this point, he is absolutely boxed in. And we're going to see how he get out this box. But I blame you guys. I call you guys idiots. If you watching me live, I don't know how many of you are going to come and watch and give me the opportunity for one day only, to show you how much of an idiot and stupid ass that you guys really are. And guess what? He likes you stupid. He likes you as an idiot because that furthers his agenda. A lot of times people can't get nowhere in life unless they have enough followers to prop them up on a pedestal. You guys are the catalyst for all the crazy shit in boxing. Now, when it comes to boxing, you have your casuals, you have your novice, and you have your experts. And the experts could be actually subject matter experts. I would call them SMEs, compared to fans because they have the experience. They are actual boxers. They step in the ring. We didn't. But a fan can be an expert depending on how much they're into boxing. They can know all the history of boxing. They can know how this thing works and this, that, and the other because they're fans like that. Now, I'm going to meticulously try to break this down. So I won't be dropping the link until after I do my monologue. I also will open up the phone lines. So any of you of his fans out there that want to chime in, I'll give you the opportunity to chime in. That's fair, right? Uninterrupted or anything. I'm going to let you say what you say. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but you're going to call me a truth teller. That's what you're going to have to. If you have a rebuttal, I'm going to give you the opportunity to rebut. or give me that pushback. Now we all gonna hear your point of view, but Ryan Garcia's followers are idiots. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to prove it. But first, I'm going to say that a lot of you guys don't see it coming. But by the end of this show, you probably going to see where you went wrong or what you're doing wrong or how you can do it better. And maybe you just don't even care. And that's okay. I will say this. When it comes to social media, that's a lane. That's a legitimate lane. A lot of you like him because of superficial reasons. I don't have a problem with that, just so we clear. Social media has its lane. It has its platform. What the problem comes in is when you mix the social media up with the actual boxing career or boxing community. And then you try to overlay one another on top of each other. Like you'll try to overlay the boxing when he's talking to you guys, and he take with you guys the fact that you following him and tries to overlay that into the boxing world. And the two don't mix. Anybody with some common sense who's a novice or an expert in any kind of way when it comes to this sport knows that it's bullshit. They know it. The only people who are clueless is you guys. Now, reasons are reasons. Let's get this out the way. Reasons are reasons. But in the end of the day, a reason is an excuse. An excuse by any other name is still an excuse. So reasons are excuses. The question is, how reasonable, rational, or legitimate the reason is, or the excuse is. That's the question. You don't just stop right there and say, oh, my reasons for not doing this or doing that, these are my reasons. And just because it sounds like a legit reason, it's A-okay. I don't go to football and try to put my 2 cents in it because I'm not a football fan like that, or basketball or hockey or whatever. You know, I don't try. If this was being done and he was playing these other sports, those folks would be upset too. He's fucking up the boxing by being what he doing, by being what he is and moving like he moving. Everybody has had experience if you're a person of a considerable age. And I'm going to say the age minimum 16 and up, especially if you're an adult. Adults can relate to this who have kids. Your kid get about 3 years old, 4 years old. Kids going to be kids. They going to get into shit. And then they try to lie to you. Now, when they really little like that, the shit is funny. Give them a pass because you're noticing how creative they are at trying to get, carry out their purpose or whatever their agenda is. So it's funny. Ryan Garcia has 2 daughters. That's going to come a time, and I'm sure they're beautiful. But it's going to come a time when they try to pull the wool over daddy's eyes. And daddy ain't going to be able to do nothing but look at them, laugh, and think of how cute they are. But he's going to know that they trying to pull the wool over their eyes. Well, Ryan, that's what you look like to people who are older than you, to people who are more expert than you in boxing, or just, and you could be a fan and see everything, because a lot of times people don't see themselves. But just a person who's a novice and up, that means an expert or a subject matter expert, because they're in the ring. We see shit. We see right through you. To us, you're that 3-year-old kid that's trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And because you're 23, that shit supposed to be cute. It's not. Another fact that a lot of his followers don't get, and this is why I call them idiots, is Ryan is 23 years old. 23. I guarantee you that by the time he gets in his late 20s, y'all gonna be done with his ass. Because why? You every day that passes, you growing in maturity and you're prioritizing things in the proper way. People get passes when they're under 25. Look at how we treat Tank. We gave Tank pass after pass. We were very patient with him. But if you really wanted to look, and y'all are casual, so maybe you don't know Tank Davis. His name is Gervanta Davis. Look at how a lot of these channels or just people in the boxing community are getting on his ass now. Why? Because he's almost 28. He don't get a pass no more. He's not a little boy. Yes, 21 is legally grown in America, but in the whole grand scheme of things in the world, 21 is still childish to a lot of people. And he's playing childish game in a sport that we love, we feel passionate about, even if he don't. He low 404 boxing is in the building. Salute. Said 100. He said, just experience in life opens eyes to shenanigans. Indeed. 23 going on 14. Indeed. So to all his fans who's watching from the background, coming to the front, I'm going to be fair with you. I'm going to say my monologue, and then I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to open up my phone lines so you can call in and tell me what you think. You can call me whatever you want. It's all good. I'm going to let you cook me just like I'm about to cook y'all. And in order to cook y'all, sometimes I'm going to give some examples just so you can be clear as to what I'm trying to say. But here's the challenge that I pose to you. You saw the title. You probably read the description. But here's the challenge. Let's do a real scientific experiment right here, right now on air. Let's do it, shall we? And it don't cost you a thing. And it's not the end of the world. You can take it back, whatever. I'm going to ask that you hear me out, number one, just for one night. Just tonight, hear me out. And while you're hearing me out, hit the like and subscribe button. I'm going to ask you that you do that. I'm going to prove to you and show you what he's doing to y'all and how he's using y'all to affect stupid change or mess up the sport of boxing. And for me, that's a no-no. And for a lot of people, that's a no-no because we're passionate about boxing. He is not. But he's using y'all, and y'all like idiots are following him. Like stupid people. You guys are following him. And the beautiful thing about being an idiot, dumb, or stupid ass person is you don't always have to stay that way. You don't. You can be one today and do a whole 180 the next day and forever. You don't have to stay an idiot. But I'm going to show y'all how Ryan Garcia's followers are idiots. They're stupid people. Because what you do for him, you really don't know the power you are willing and authority you giving him. I'm going to give you one example. A person can have an issue and they want that issue to be fixed. But in order to fix that issue or change it in the way that they want, they got to have people following. It can't just be them saying it. It's got to be a lot of people. Now, Ryan Garcia has 8 million social media followers. 8 million. That's a lot. In the world of social media, he's rocking it. He's good. He ain't higher than Jake Paul, but he's good. He's good. And he's conflating y'all following him in social media to his boxing acumen, which everybody is saying that's bullshit. Even his promoter has said, and I'm talking about Oscar De La Hoya, has said that his social media following does not translate or transition into his boxing following. In other words, most of y'all following him for superficial reasons. Y'all did not say, oh, here's a fighter, Ryan Garcia. We like him, so we're going to follow him. That's not how it works. Now, I give Ryan this. Whatever he's doing to get to make y'all bite the bullet and follow him and, do his social media, hey, he's good at it. He's a nice looking young man, too. To me, he's a kid because of the age difference. But overall, he's a grown man. He's a nice looking young man. And that's most of the reason why y'all follow him. Y'all ain't following him for what he's doing in the ring, but y'all speaking for that. This is the example I want to give. As I say, somebody got an issue. They say, well, you know what, Mr. Garcia, we'll do this, that, and the other, but you got to show us that it's more than just you who feel this way. So they say, go get a petition started, and in a month's time, come back and show us this. If you have X amount of petitioners or people who sign this petition, we will exact the change that you want. So what do Ryan do? He go home. He break out the proverbial yellow pages and white pages. For those of you young folks who don't know what that is, back in the day before iPhones and social media and all that, people had yellow pages and white pages. It even predates computers. You didn't have Google to search and all this shit. But what he could do is he's getting the proverbial white pages and yellow pages and just going down the list and writing everybody's name down on the petition and signing for them. And then he goes and he presents that petition to whomever and say, see, all of these people feel like I feel. Now that's a violation on another level. And if you can't understand that, like, that's just crazy. And you proving once again how stupid and idiotic y'all are. You can't speak for people like that. You can't. You can have them signing a petition that goes against their interests. But you doing it like you have that authority. And that's what Ryan does with his social media followers. Hopefully you guys understand that example. You cannot, if somebody tasks you for starting a petition, you cannot turn around and go write the names in yourself. Say, yup, they feel the way I feel. Because then that person who find their name on that petition can say, I never signed that. That ain't how I feel. You're lying. Why would somebody do that? To gain something, right? To win something, to get something. But here's the funny thing too. He not cutting y'all in on the deal. I don't get a check. He not doing none of that shit. So I'm going to prove to y'all in the 2 hours that I might be on here, my point and showing you what Ryan doing to you guys. He's playing you for a fool and you guys letting him. This is why I call y'all idiots. Because you letting them. You're going along with the okie doke when you don't have to. So y'all follow Ryan. Y'all know what he do. Y'all know he a boxer. What y'all don't realize is he's a lying ass piece of shit when it comes to boxing. He is. He is. And I said when it comes to boxing. Now, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Do this scientific experiment with me. Hit my like and hit my subscribe button. And I'm going to show you by the end of this show how stupid y'all really are. You know, and guess what? It's no harm, no foul. Because if by the end of the show or the next day, I'm going to play it all the way through. just like he do. I'm going to show you that whatever I am today or whatever career I have or whatever I'm doing, just because you do that does not move the needle. I'm going to show you how that's apples and oranges. I'm just asking, give me the opportunity. Hit the like and share and subscribe button. If you watching me on replay, hit the subscribe button. I promise you I will come back and do a show where I will give you an update on the whole thing. So hit the like, share, subscribe. So as of late, the whole time that Ryan was coming up or nearing his fight with Fortuna, Javier Fortuna, who is an ex-champion, all he could talk about was Gervanta Tank Davis. Now, in boxing community, they considered Gervanta Davis a star. Well, nobody is a superstar because the benchmark was set with Mayweather, Tyson, and folks like that. And nobody's coming close to their numbers. But we can judge who's a star in this era. We judging them against their contemporaries. And if we gonna look at it like that, Tank Davis is a star. If we just gonna look at it like that. But to say in the grand scheme of things, nah. Tank earned his shit by what he's doing in the ring, his boxing acumen. We get on him too. Nobody is spared in this boxing world. But again, I aim to prove to you that one, Ryan Garcia uses y'all, and two, he tries to conflate what's going on in y'all world with his, and he makes y'all speak for it. He makes y'all validate and give him credentials that he don't have. And you guys, in my Roger Mayweather voice, don't know shit about boxing. Y'all are not there following him because of boxing. Y'all are following him for superficial reasons. Just like D-Lo just said, just experience in life will open your eyes to the shenanigans over time. By the time y'all all, because I'm thinking you guys about the same age as him. By the time you all get close to 30, y'all gonna be like, Ryan, who? Why the hell am I following this dude? But this is what he has done of late. Because again, we give him a reprieve. We want to like Ryan. And for y'all, for his followers, I'm gonna let y'all know he could be a good boxer if he put his mind to it. You ever met a person that don't, go balls to walls with gifts that they might have? Like for us as parents, when you got a kid that you know can make straight A's, but they come home with D's and F's, you get upset. And mainly you get upset because you say, I know you, kid. I've known you since you was born. I know that what you're capable of. You can bring home A's and B's, and that's your only job right now, and you should do it. You should do it. You should want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, I'm telling you to do it. Because that's your career right now. That is your job, to go to school. And I can't accept you bringing D's and F's when you're a straight A student or A and B student. But that's how you got to look at Ryan. Ryan could be a great boxer. He could do a lot of things in boxing. He don't want to because y'all allow him to feel that way. Y'all feed his delusions. He play you straight up. He play you, and you allow it. Pigeon, welcome to the building, King. He said facts. He said it's a fool. Yeah, you guys are fools. You're dumb. You're an idiot. You're stupid. I'm talking to all of Ryan Garcia's followings on social media. I'm talking to all of y'all. And again, I'm going to repeat often. When I get to the end of my monologue, I'm going to drop the link and I'm going to open the phone lines up You can call in, say your piece uninterrupted. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. The pigeon said, be nice. I can't. Because he not nice. He not nice. And we tired of the shit, Ike. And my Tina Turner voice. I'm tired of the shit, Ike. We tired of it. And oh, yeah, I've been overly critical of him. But I also praise him when he do good. The stuff he was saying after the Tego fight, which was a couple of months ago. But I know most of y'all followers don't even know that. Because y'all not following him for his boxing acumen. You know what I'm saying? Every time I mention Ryan Garcia's name, I need to play this sound. Because in the boxing world, that's exactly who the fuck he is. Pigeon said, I'm nice. Okay, King. And I respect everybody's opinion. But he's pushing it. And I just don't get it. You know, I even try to be critical and say, why you proposing marriage to Tank Davis? He talked more about Tank Davis leading up to the Javier Fortuna fight, in case y'all didn't know, because I'm sure most of his followers on social media didn't even look at that fight. Probably didn't even stud that fight. But he just had a fight this past weekend. And the whole time leading up to the fight, only person was on his mind was Tank Davis. And I always say how he talk about other men. He uses their names just like he used y'all to further his career. But he not cutting y'all in on none of the benefits or the rewards. And he think he clever, but he not. He done a lot in these last couple of days. Even talking about, I'm going up to 140. A lot of y'all didn't even know this shit. But because y'all are casuals and y'all don't follow him for boxing, see, he can play both of y'all in the middle. He can play both of us in the middle. He can come over to the boxing side talking shit, say little shit. And every time you give him pushback, he bring y'all up. As if y'all are credentializing his ass some kind of way, legitimizing his ass. Look at all the followers I got. I must be doing something. I'm right. And none of y'all have rogered up for this. Y'all did not pick this position. If you like him because he look good, that ain't a crime. Again, I say social media has its own lane. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with overlaying social media in his boxing world. Because he ain't got y'all because of boxing. And y'all know it. And I'm going to prove it tonight. So again, take my challenge. Hit the like and subscribe button. Give me the opportunity to prove it to you. By the end of the night, by the end of my monologue, I would have proven my point. But I'm going to go one step further than that. I'm going to follow through just like he do. And I'm going to come back and do a show where I update y'all on the progress. Okay? Thank you, Pigeon, for subscribing. Any more followers of Ryan? I'm kind of like waiting till they get in because I don't want them to miss shit. I accuse you guys of being stupid idiots. Dumbass motherfuckers. That's what I accuse you of. And I'm going to show you. The beautiful thing about being dumb and stupid and an idiot or being ignorant is that these are choices you made. Just like you chose to be that, you can unchoose to be that. You can course correct. But sometimes, you know, it be going over your head and stuff what people be doing. That's everybody. Pigeon said Ryan's 23. Yeah, at this point, he don't get a pass because he know what he's doing. I think it's despicable for him to use his followers like this. You know, but maybe because I have a big passion about my sport, I claim this sport. People in boxing have that kind of passion. People in football, people in basketball, hockey, you name the sport. They have that kind of passion. Think about all the football fans, meaning soccer, that's out there. No, Pigeon. Tank is 27 years old. He'll be 28 by the end of this year. So he don't get past. If anybody lived a considerable amount of time, you know, to the young folks, you might not know it. One thing for certain, a lot of us, we've been your age, but you ain't never been ours. So we can kind of tell you how it's gonna be. Not to the T, but kind of how it's gonna be. We can tell you that by the time you're 28, you can be like, "What? I was doing this." You're gonna think yourself as a fool. But let's get into it. Because I know some of y'all watch. In my humble voice, hit the subscribe button. The people that I offer the challenge to his stupid, dumbass fans, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. I'm going to show you one night. Pigeon said, I'm 50. I feel you, King. I'm going to show you in one night. What's 29 soon? Pigeon said 29 soon. I don't know what he means. Are you saying that's what Tank going to be? 28, 29. I think he's going to be 28 by the end of this year when his birthday comes. So let's get into it, dumbasses. Let's get into it. Let me show you how much an idiot you guys been. Well, you have Ryan Garcia, your hero, out here dancing on hot boxing with Mike Tyson, who is a former champion. Mike got credentials. In his day, he was the youngest heavyweight champion that we ever had. I think Mike was about 20 years old when he became heavyweight champion. That was unheard of. That's not often done. And Mike was knocking everybody out. So he was very popular. And he was getting big paydays like Mayweather. Like 32 million a fight, 40 million a fight, whatever. Mike was doing that in his young days. But the operative word was he became champion. Keep that in your mental Rolodex as I go on. So we have young Ryan out here talking game, talking shit, and swallowing spit. Oh, he the baddest. Give me Tank. Y'all say Tank is the baddest. Y'all say Tank is the creme de la creme. Run me Tank so I can knock him down. This is what your boy Ryan is saying. All the while, he got an opponent in front of him who is not called Tank, whose name is Javier Fortuna. I'm going to tell you guys, because you casuals and you dumb to this shit, Ryan fights people that he know he can beat. His matchmakers put him in with people he know he can beat. So then he takes that opportunity. He brags about it. He put 100 on 10, in other words. He come to the social media and that's his validation criteria or whatever that his little benchmark he feel like he meeting so he can tell y'all whatever and keep y'all ignorant. He likes ignorant fans. He does. He likes them because he can tell y'all anything. And then when just when y'all grow a little brain and say, well, he say he a boxer, let me check. And then y'all might say, well, you know what? I'm not really into boxing, but I'll watch one of his fights. And you see him knocking the person out. So you thinking, oh, wow. But the people who watch boxing day in and day out, who embrace it, consume it, become one with it, we looking at it like you fought an over the hill person, you fought a hurt person, you fought somebody who can't fight, you got leverage. You only fight people you know you can beat, and then you go on and talk like you did the most remarkable thing. But to a casual or to his dumbass social media following, Y'all see it as him doing the damn thing, like he's the creme de la creme. The people who know better, we like, what? His last opponent was this past weekend. That guy just turned 35, 34. I don't know, 30. I don't know. He's in his 30s. And we can tell you, in boxing, because of the regimen that you put yourself under to be a boxer, you will age quicker than you probably would have had you just led a regular 9 to 5 normal job. You know, that is the truth. So we don't see it like y'all see it. So he's out talking about Tank because he know that y'all dumbass is gonna be like, oh, you might have heard Tank, because Tank is a person who can attract casuals also. Some people are magnets to that, and that's good for them as a boxer. As a fighter, that's good that you can attract casual. In fact, we advocate for all boxers to get that casual game up. We don't advocate for you as a boxer to take it to the level that Ryan does. But he know that some of y'all who follow him is going to be like, I've heard of Tank Davis. I might want to see this fight. Look at all this shit he talking about Tank. Then you might get a couple of facts about Tank. Tank Davis has like a 96 percentile knockout ratio. So a Tank that's another story. He get match made too. But that's what he has. So if Ryan talking about he can show enough beat him down and embarrass him, then now you looking at Ryan as larger than life, but you don't understand because you're not a real boxing fan. You're not into boxing. And he needs you to be that way. See, Ryan can sell his stuff to y'all, but he's the novice fans or expert fans or even subject matter experts, meaning actual fighters. But to y'all, he can tell y'all anything because y'all bobo the food to him. This is what he think of you. It ain't just what I'm saying. He think of you that way. You know what I'm saying? D'Lo say shared in several places. I guess you're saying his 8 million altogether in different platforms that he have. Even if he have 1 million, that's 1 million too much. When it comes to boxing fans, he don't have that. It's the polar opposite. He can have 8 million followers who are fans of his in social media. Why? Because he looks good. I don't know what the fuck he do. That's that young people shit. That's their lane. But in boxing, he probably have about 5,000 fans. He don't have that many. Like real boxing fans, he don't have that many. And as I said, his own promoter alluded to that or straight up emphatically said that, hey, his fans do not translate or transition into real boxing fans. And I'm going to offer exhibits throughout this thing, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, to prove my point. But let me stop. I gave people enough time to come in. I'm going to jump right in it. Well, Ryan posed this challenge, as he always have. Every time he have a fight, he talks about Tank Davis. That's only to get you guys to watch his fight. The only reason he brings the guy up. He can't never just go to his fight and talk about the fighter that's in front of him and do the fight and then come later and talk his shit. D'Lo say, I shared your live. Thank you, D'Lo. He can't ever just do that. He got to talk about somebody else who's getting shine, like a Tank Davis. Because as I said, both of them are gifted in the fact that they attract casual fighters, casual boxing fans. And that's what you need to be able to do as a boxer. Okay? So Floyd Mayweather, listening to this bullshit, called his bluff. That's what you seen in my thumbnail. Floyd calls his bluff. Now, since Floyd called his bluff, Ryan Garcia is crickets. I haven't heard a response. I haven't heard him say nothing, no pushback, no nothing. What he gonna say to Floyd Mayweather? Because most of you casual fans, even though, and I'm talking his followers, even though you might not know a lot about boxing, I guarantee you heard about Floyd Mayweather. So Floyd, being Tank's promoter, called this bluff. Yeah, you can get this fight, Ryan. You can finally get what you've been claiming you want. Every time you get a fight, you always want to bring up Tank. But every time, now that you done had a fight, let's see how you move to and make moves to make that fight happen. Because what we already can tell you his playbook. Y'all dumbasses don't see it. Talking Ryan's followers. They're the dumbasses and the idiots and the ignorant people that I'm talking about. I challenge all of them. 8 million. All of y'all can come over here and try to give me pushback or try to rebut what I'm saying. You ain't going to be able to. I'm even telling you, do this real live, on the air experiment. Scientific experiment. Hit my like, hit my subscribe button. And by the end of the show, I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove to you that y'all are the dumb motherfuckers that I think you are. I'm going to show you. And guess what? At the end, play along. Because at the end, you can take your subscription back. You can keep that shit. But play along. So it don't cost you nothing. It ain't going to hurt you. Just play along. You ain't got to listen to my show ever again after this. But like I said, stick around because I will give an update. And I'm going to show you the findings. I'm going to play this thing just like he do. So as I said, Ryan called out Tank yet again for the umpteenth time, and Floyd answered. And since Floyd answered, you don't hear shit from Ryan. Floyd said, we accept under a couple of conditions. He didn't make them hard, requirements or nothing. Very easy. Let me show y'all how y'all hero is a punk bitch ass nigga. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all how dumb y'all are. Floyd accepted this challenge. Ryan is mum's the word. That tells you how scary this dude is. That tells you, so when I tell you he only gonna fight fighters with the proverbial hands tied behind the back. That's all it is. Of course he gonna shine on somebody who is downgraded or on the downgrade. And once that downgrade starts, especially when it's got to do more with aging, you can't stop it. He's in his prime. He's young. Fortuna is aging in the boxing world. But you dumb motherfuckers wouldn't know that because y'all all up Ryan's ass. The first condition that Floyd is saying, the fight will be at 135. Now, if any of y'all dumbass followers of Ryan Garcia think that that's a problem, you really showing how dumb you are and how you don't know shit about boxing. Ryan been fighting at 135 all this time. He's only 23. That's his age. He can make that weight. But let him tell it he can't. When did he tell us? At the end of the fight this past weekend. What kind of heads up we got? None. Now, what y'all don't know is fighters can start off a certain weight. As they get older, they grow out of that weight and they grow into another weight. Because we know that even once you reach adulthood, you're still growing. Especially men. Still growing. But he ain't at that age where he will fill out and pretty much grow out of that weight division. Stranger things happen But nah, not that strange. He only 23. And he in all his boxing career that we know about, he been campaigning at 135. And all of a sudden, overnight, he don't do it no more. He don't want to do it no more. And he's emphatic about that shit. But you dumb motherfuckers will believe everything. Us, real boxing fans, we know better. So Tank, what Mayweather said, is the A side. So the leverage is with him. And in boxing, that's how it works. It's not football, it's not basketball, it's not hockey, it's not tennis. In boxing, whoever has the leverage gets to call the shots. Just to hip you to some game. Tank got that leverage over Ryan. And that's all based on what they have earned in that fucking ring. He got to give, the second condition is that Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan's promoter, got to give an interview with Fight Hype. That's not a lot to ask. Give an interview. Make 135. Y'all dumb motherfuckers tell me when I get to something unreasonable or outlandish. But those are the basic two criteria or requirements that Floyd Mayweather, who is Tank Davis' promoter, said that in order to get that fight with Ryan, those are two things he asked for. He didn't ask for nothing outlandish. But all he asks is for Ryan's promoter to give an interview with Fight Hype and for Ryan to know they fighting at 135. And once you agree to those two things, y'all are in the swing of negotiations. The money is not a problem because you got Money Mayweather and you got Oscar, two rich ass motherfuckers who can put that shit together. And the reason why Ryan is picking Tank is because he looking at the money of it all. Proving yet again, he don't give a fuck about the legacy. All other sports can watch, people can watch the sports, the fans, and be like, oh, I hope my team go to the Super Bowl. Oh, I hope my team get to the finals in the NBA. Or I hope my hockey team win that something cup. I don't know what it is. I don't even want to put my foot in my mouth. But whatever that trophy is in the end of hockey. Or the tennis match. You can go down the list of all sports. I hope they make it to the Olympics. I hope they get a gold medal. I hope they whatever whoop de whoop. But in boxing, see, he counting on this is what I mean by he counting on the fact that y'all dumb as hell. Y'all won't understand or know the difference that boxing has rewards too. It's called championship belt. And pretty much once you're a champion, you can always be considered a champ. In fact, people will talk to you like that out of respect. So Javier Fortuna, Ryan's latest boxing opponent that they did this weekend, he's an ex-champion twice over. So whenever you call Javier Fortuna, you can call him a champ because he was. Like I said, these are Floyd's conditions / requirements. It's not a lot to ask for. I don't think so. And as I'm schooling y'all got to see that it's not that big a deal. And Floyd made a lot of valuable points, namely calling Ryan scared ass bluff. Now let's break it down. First off, Tank chose to fight at 135 pounds. That's the division that he chose. And he chose it last year. So Ryan telling him, let's fight with all that vigor, because I'm sure he posts that on his social media, and it just make the girls' heart melt. And some of the young guys, they be like, oh man, this dude the truth. Look how he talking slick about the feared, the badass Tank Davis. Well, Ryan also know this the game, y'all. He also know that Tank had to choose 135. That Tank was boxed in the corner. Because what y'all don't know is that Tank held the belt from all three divisions, the 130, the 135, and 140 at the same time. They took the 130 somewhere around October last year. They took it from him because they felt like he wasn't even going to compete in that division. That's a lot to ask for Tank to drop down to 130. You know, then they made him choose. They said, look, you got till your fight with Isaac Cruz because Tank originally was going to fight Roland Romero. Something got in the way, some legal issues, not to get into it. And then, so they had to find a replacement. And so their replacement was Isaac Cruz, a Mexican out of Mexico, good little fighter. And that was an excellent fight, even though people didn't think it would be. You know, Tank for the first time in our eyes faced a little adversity. So look, Tank had to make a choice, 135 or 140, and whatever one he chose, the other division was stripping him of that belt. He chose 135. It had nothing to do with Brian. It had nothing to do with nobody but himself. He chose 135 based on his abilities and where he felt like he was most comfortable. Okay, like I said, it had nothing to do with no one else. Nothing to do with it. But Ryan knows that. And Ryan knows that in the course of less than a year, I mean, think about it. Do Ryan really believe that in the course of less than a year, in the course of 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, whatever, that Tank is going to turn around and reverse his decision for him? Somebody who has never gained anything. And that's another thing y'all dumbasses don't know. Talking to Ryan's followers. Y'all don't know this man has never won shit in boxing. Nothing. He gonna say, I won a title eliminated. And then he was scared to face the title, the person with the title. He don't tell y'all that, do it. He don't tell you that he forfeited that position because he was scared to fight the person with the title. You know who I'm talking about? This person that he just put out on his social media or whatever. I'm going to let the fight with me and Devin Haney marinate. I'm going to let it simmer. We can do that later. Who the hell is he? You know who Devin Haney is, dumbass motherfuckers? He's the undisputed. That means there is no dispute. Champion of the weight division that Ryan fights in. But Ryan ran right up out of there. He don't tell y'all that. All y'all hear is, I'm not fighting at 140 and Tank bring that at because I want it and blah, blah, blah. But he don't tell you he just ran out of the division. He do not want to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney fights at 135. All of them going to grow out of this division eventually. But while we waiting, no time like the present. Ryan don't tell y'all that he could have been the mandatory for Devin Haney, but he don't want it. Tell me he waiting for the time is right. He never won nothing, dog. Ryan, you never won anything when it comes to boxing. Where you shine at is social media, and the two don't mix. Okay, moving on. Even his fight with Javier Fortuna this past Saturday was considered a division fight. Neither one of them was gonna gain shit but a victory. That's all they could gain. Javier Fortuna is probably one of the best people on Ryan's resume right now because he was an ex 2-time champion. But y'all gotta understand he was on decline in his career. Anybody who has watched Javier Fortuna in his career can sit up there and tell you he wasn't fighting like Javier Fortuna. That's because He's declining. He's up there in age now, and he's on the decline. But the fight was still a lightweight division fight, even though they put in the contract at the last minute an agreement to fight at 140. Why? We didn't know. We could speculate, but we didn't know. I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt. I read an article where the co-manager of Javier Fortuna, Team Fortuna, rogered up and said, hey, that's our bag. We was given 7 weeks notice, and we feel like it's kind of unsafe or unrealistic for our fighter to get down to 135. Even though Javier Fortuna is in his 30s, and he's always fought at these lower weights. They took the hit because the man had said, it's not Ryan. And they paid Ryan $2 million to fight a fella who was on a decline in his career at a catch weight of 140. That had more to do. Now that I hear Ryan talking, it makes me see it had more to do with Ryan not being able to make weight. But y'all dumb ass followers, he not gonna tell y'all that. Y'all just stop it all up. And us trying to sometimes give him the benefit of the doubt, we slap it up too. Them fighting at that catch weight does not make them a junior welterweight. That is the weight for a junior welterweight, or what you would call a super lightweight. Ryan is not. And even if he was, is he gonna fight them killers up there? No, he's not. He wants fights with the 135 division, but he tells y'all he's only fighting at 140 now. What that tell you? He don't want a fight with Devin Haney, period, because Devin Haney holds belts at the 135. He is the undisputed champion. He is the only champ in that division. That's what that means. Ryan saying he wants to fight at 140 means he don't want to fight Devin. Can't fight at 140 and gain the belts of 135. That can't be. But you can fight a fight at a catch weight of 140 or whatever y'all agree to where there's nothing on the line. And that's what he did this past Saturday. Now, Ryan made the decision after the fight, like I said, unbeknownst to us, his fans, boxing fans, whoever, boxing community, that he will no longer campaign at 135. He'll do it at 140. First off, that is his personal choice. And like I said, how you approached it makes me look at it differently. Reasons. Remember, reasons are excuses. Excuse by any other name is just an excuse. The thing you always look for with excuses is how legitimate they are. And to recap, he let Fortuna team take the hit and say, no, it's their fault for why they fighting at this high weight. And again, y'all got to keep in mind, Fortuna is not a man that moves around all the time in his weight. He's not known. He's been in boxing longer than Ryan. He's way older than Ryan. He's not known for saying, let me move up and down in the weight. He's in his 30s, and he was fighting all the time for 135. In fact, he weighed in at 138. Ryan big ass weighed in at 140. And I believe that it was Team Ryan that had the problem, and his bitch ass, undisciplined ass didn't want to put the work in. And see, this is what Canelo talked about. Canelo alluded to the fact that Ryan is lazy. He doesn't work for nothing, and this, that, and the other. And he didn't like that. As you see, he had choice words for Canelo. They be going back and forth on Twitter sometimes. But he's proven that Canelo was right. Y'all was hoping or acting like the Fortuna fight moved the needle on his status, and it didn't. This is part of my challenge. Let me show you, fans of Ryan Garcia, how subscribing to me and hitting my like button is not going to move the needle. I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm going to show you that if you guys did all that stuff, and as I say, if you don't, if you ain't feeling me, after the experiment's over, you take your subscription back. But I'm going to show you how you guys following me and hitting the like button ain't going to move nothing. It ain't going to move no needle. I'm not going to be able to go nowhere and tout the fact that, oh, look at all the people who's following me now. That ain't going to mean shit. I dare y'all to take that challenge. I fucking dare you to take it. You ain't going to do it because you're going to have to call your boy, your superhero, what he really is a front row seat to some bullshit. You're going to have to actually say that. You're also going to show the fact that how dumb you were, how idiotic you are. And like I said, the beautiful thing about being an idiot or ignorant or dumb, you can choose to be something else. Now, you need to get Oscar De La Hoya. I'm talking Ryan's fans. I was going to tell you, you need to get Oscar De La Hoya to do some of the little conditional criteria that Mayweather set. But y'all don't even have to do that because Oscar has given the interview. So he's 50% done with the 2 requirements that Mayweather asked. Mayweather said, just as a recap, hey, do an interview with Fight Hype. Oscar did it. And Oscar, in that interview, said what he said. We down with it. So half the battle is done. Let me show y'all how much of a bitch your superhero is. Let me show y'all how y'all have been dumb in your moves of following this guy. Let me show y'all how much of an idiot y'all are in following Ryan Garcia. Y'all ain't liking what I'm saying, I'm sure. I'm talking to Ryan Garcia's followers. He ain't gonna like it. Y'all probably ain't gonna like it. But you guys are idiots. You really are. And you dumb and stupid. But Oscar, he went on ahead right away. No hesitation. Took Mayweather up on his challenge. Now Ryan then backed himself into a corner. What he gonna tell y'all, I wonder? What he gonna say when the shit don't happen? Because it ain't gonna be on Oscar. It ain't gonna be on Mayweather. It ain't gonna be on Tank. It's the ball is now in Ryan's hand. And it's for him to do whatever he want to do with it. I'm gonna tell y'all, heads up, your boy is a bitch. And he gonna bitch out like he always do. Check 1 has been accomplished. The interview was done. Now, negotiations should be in the swing of things. Don't worry about the money. Oscar De La Hoya is worth $300+ million. And you know what Mayweather is worth, $1 billion. Oh, this gonna be easy. Oscar down, Mayweather down. Them were the 2 hardest components of the fight. And we're gonna see who's next on Ryan's agenda. We're gonna see if he gets amnesia. We're gonna see if he gets mental he play on that shit. The mental health folks in the other world should be upset. He plays on that. I can't sit up here and tell nobody that they don't have a mental health issue problem. But I can see somebody playing on it. The dude is a user. He's using the fuck out of his followers. Mayweather even said, if you jump on it right now, Oscar and Ryan, we can have this fight made in 90 days. That's more than enough time to have a full training camp. He said, watch how Tank knock his ass out. 90 days will put us towards the end of October, beginning of November or something. It'll put us October, November time frame. Like I said, check 2 is agreeing to the weight. But you notice how Ryan was emphatic about the fact that he ain't going down. He fighting at 140. Here's a man who's never won shit in his life in boxing. Again, this is something he don't tell y'all fans. Y'all just roll with it. He has never won anything. No championship belt. He has never been a champion. Ever. But everybody has to beat to his drum. Really? People who have been champions, people who have outpaced him on any measurement in boxing you can have. We gotta bend to him. Really? If y'all was smart, which I don't think you are, you will go look into how boxing works. That's just not how it works. Don't it just don't. That's just not how it is. It's called prize fighting. It is a business, but you get bigger prize when you win bigger awards. Participation award does not garner you anybody bending over for you or you calling shots. And that's all he got right now is a participation award. He got in the ring with somebody somewhere. So he's a participant. To the casuals, the weight is not unreasonable for Ryan to be asked to do. He's young and he's fought at that weight all his life. He's only 23, and medically, he has not reached the age of filling out, like most fighters do. There's no medical reason why he can't make 123. I mean, how much? 135. No medical reason. He's not at that age of maturity where he's like, really, I can't keep doing this. He said that so he could keep calling these guys out, so y'all can keep trying to watch his fights and think that he's Harvey Badass, but he don't have to fight those guys because he's scared, and y'all don't check his ass and let him know why you really there. If you there just because he look good or he dressed good, that's no problem with that. If you there because you like his hair, you like his lips, you like whatever, say that. There's no crime in that. Nobody will begrudge you. The grudge is coming because he's using y'all to validate the boxing side of the house, which they're two different houses. But y'all don't stand up there and say, Ryan, hold up. Don't use our name for that shit. We here for something else. Y'all don't ever do that. But I said, I dare you. And I think a lot of y'all probably looking at me in the background, which wouldn't surprise me. But you see how scary y'all are. Like mines, birds of a feather, flocking the fucking together. Y'all like him more than I thought. I dare you. I dare you. Even if you watch me in replay, I dare you to hit that like and subscribe button because I'm going to show you, like I said, at the end of the show, why he's using it. How he playing y'all for a fool. Y'all too idiotic and dumbfounded to even notice. Showing you. Even some of the stuff that I just mentioned should show you. Now, I know Ryan Phil, he is a star in boxing because the amount of social media he has. namely the followers. The 8 million of y'all. I challenge all of y'all motherfuckers. All of y'all. I dare y'all to show me something different. All 8 million. And like I said, even Oscar will tell you that he has not, that those two worlds have not cross pollinated. Let me give you Exhibit A to show you that. I told you I would be dropping exhibits. Now, I'm very careful these days about doing copyright shit. So I'll tell you about something. I can tell you where to go find it. Sometimes I feel like I can show actual receipts. The crypto arena, right? A lot of you guys know what that arena is. It is the formerly known as Staples Center. And the Staples Center can hold more than 11,000. Am I correct? Do somebody want to rebut that? I don't have the exact number of how many folks can be held in the Staples Center, but I guarantee that is more than 11,000. Am I lying or am I not? All 8 million of Ryan's followers who are dumb as hell and idiotic can even answer that question. In the Staples Center, aka Crypto Arena, hold more than 11,000 people? The answer is why, yes, it can. But Ryan is such a star that him tell y'all he's such a big boxer that he fills it up and sells it out. That's Exhibit A. But I know who do sell out arenas or stadiums. That would be Tank Davis. Ryan has never. He had an opportunity this weekend and he didn't come close. And in case you didn't know this, the tickets to his fights, the minimum amount that they was charging was $26. Hank minimum is going to be in the hundreds, like 3 to 500. Y'all see where I'm going with these exhibits? Do Ryan tell y'all that on social media? But he will take the fact that y'all follow him and he will go to the boxing world and say, I demand this big ass payday. Because look who likes me. Look who follows me. Look who validates me. Look who give me credentials. My followers. But y'all following him for something as simple as you like the way he dressed. You like the way he looked. You like his hair. Y'all ain't bit more following him because of what he do boxing wise. And 8 million people, that's more people in some cities in America have. Hell, I will venture off to say some states. I bet you North Dakota don't have 8 million people in it. Rhode Island, maybe they do. But Delaware, small states like this. I bet you he got more followers than certain states got people. But somehow he want to say that's boxing. That's because of boxing. This is why he can make these demands, and this is why he refused to fight challenging fights, which pisses real boxing fans off, and it's a waste of our time. And they pay him well because of y'all. Do he offer y'all anything? Any kind of incentive? Do he give back anything? Let me know. As I say, take my challenge. You will see. He doesn't. He doesn't give y'all shit. Even though Ryan would tell you, I started boxing when I was young. He don't like people to tell him that he full of shit. That he not really a boxer. He'll tell you, I started out young. You know, See, that's his advantage over Jake Paul, who everybody, a lot of real boxers or boxing fans don't really consider him yet as a real boxer, more of a YouTuber. But Ryan can't catch the number of Jake Paul followers. And Jake Paul and his brother, they be doing like 60 million. Ryan got 8, which is great numbers by far, but they don't equate to boxing. In boxing, he probably got 1,000 actual fans that's on there following him. The rest of y'all following him for superficial reasons, young people reasons. So to me, I don't think Ryan is serious about boxing. Why? Because they spoiled and ruined him. When I say spoiled and ruined him, he was able to use guys as leverage to get his promoters and all them to pay him all this fucking money. Now that he done made all this money, where's the motivation gonna come from for him to get in there and do what he need to do as a boxer? If this is gonna be his career, why is he blowing smoke up our ass and using y'all as leverage? So he just they put the cart before the horse, in other words. And now he don't need to do nothing. He's a millionaire several times over. He don't need to play no game. He don't need to jock for position. Now he feel like he's done enough in the sport of boxing to just be about the money aspect of it all. I'm only fighting pay-per-view people. I'm only fighting people who's gonna make me some money. Yet he has never, talking to his fans, he has never fought pay-per-view. But we don't even have a measuring stick for that. I need y'all fans of Ryan Garcia to pay attention to what Ryan says and asks for in getting fights in regards to this fight with Tank Davis or whomever. But let's concentrate on the Tank fight that could potentially be made. Pay special attention to whether the fight happens or not. And ask yourself why. Why didn't it happen? You don't need to ask a question if it do happen, but do ask yourself why. Now Mayweather is the GOAT. In case you casuals don't know. I don't know how you wouldn't know, but Mayweather is the creme de la creme of boxing. He is the GOAT. And he is Tank's promoter. And he said yes. Oscar, based on his career, was the GOAT. And I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but Oscar was the shit in his career. And Oscar got a lot of money, just, not as much as Mayweather, but he got a lot. And Oscar said yes. He jumped on it right away. Oscar, in fact, said, I'm going to make it happen. So as I say, the two requirements that Mayweather put out, being Tank's promoter, Oscar went on and Roger up, pony up for half of that. The other part is in Ryan's court. Is he going to do the 135? And he got enough time and he's young enough to make that weight. If he said he don't want to make that weight, he never wanted to fight with Tank because Tank chose that weight last year. Had nothing to do with Ryan, and Ryan knows that. But he not going to tell y'all dumbasses because he needs y'all to stay dumb. Not going to tell y'all. And most of all, look at Mayweather credentials or what he acts. Ask yourself, was he being unreasonable? He couldn't have been. Oscar was like, that's easy. I'll do the fight hype interview. He did it. But like, that's why I keep saying the ball is in Ryan's court now. Who can make demands? Let's ask that question. Who can make demands? And the casual fans might not understand this, but let me school you. Boxing is about leverage. As I said earlier, there are ways to have leverage. You can be a champion at the present time, or sometimes were before. So, like Fortuna, he was a previous champion. So that gives Ryan a good name on his resume because that was a champion. Once a champ in boxing, we always call you a champ. Like in other that's applicable to everything. You know, you got basketball players that were phenomenal, never went to the finals, never won the finals. Doesn't take away how great they was as a basketball player, but they just never reached that pinnacle. So that's the way you can have leverage. At present, Tank is a regular WBA belt holder, which we don't, and experts in boxing fans like novices and above, we're not really pressed about that fucking belt. It's too many belts. That's a whole nother conversation. But Tank has it. Ryan never has had a belt. Never been a champion. Ever in the sport of boxing. He has never earned these things. Hey, Yogi. Yogi said hello, Miss T. Stopping by to say hello, show support. Thank you, Queen. As I say, Ryan has never, you got to let this sink in. Yogi, I'm talking about Ryan Garcia's dumb ass, stupid ass, ignorant fans. And I posed a challenge to them. And I'm going to see if they're going to take my challenge. They probably scared to. I didn't know what to think, but I got to call them out. I didn't know how this is going to go, so I'm just doing it. Like I said, Ryan was never a champion. That's why he gets the props for facing Fortuna, who was a two-time champion in his past. Not at the time that they fought, but in his past, Javier Fortuna was a champion. So now we can say on Ryan's resume, he fought a former champion. He don't even hardly do that, y'all. But now he can say it. This late in his career, he can say, yeah, I fought a champion. Another way you can have leverage is to be a pay-per-view star or just do well. As I told y'all, I don't care who they call a star nowadays. This is for you casuals to understand. The benchmark was set with Mayweather and Tyson. Nobody comes close to that shit. And the closest that some of them people out there do come to, you got your Deontay Wilders of the world. You got your Canelos of the world. They come close, but even they are not that close. They come, let me just say it like this. They come the closest. But Mayweather had 4 million pay-per-view buys. Deontay and Canelo have never broke 1 million. That can, ought to put that in perspective for you. Now let's talk about Ryan. Ryan has never done a pay-per-view. Ever. But Tank has. So there's some kind of measuring stick with Tank. So I'm going to say advantage Tank when it comes to leverage. Selling out the arenas or stadiums that they be in. Ryan has never, ever done that. But Tank has. So I'm going to say advantage Tank. Who earns the most? Both have earned good money. I find it amusing that Ryan Garcia earned $2 million for this fight with Javier Fortuna. That didn't move the needle. That didn't do anything. And another fact, whenever y'all hear boxers do a catch weight, that's for nothing. Neither one of them going to gain anything. Because if they're going for a title or a number one, like title eliminator or something, you have to do it at your weight. There ain't no catchweights in it. But who earned the most between Tank and Ryan? I couldn't really tell you. I know Tank is a millionaire. I know Ryan is a millionaire. Ryan has more money. The problem is nobody knows is the money that he got that makes him a millionaire. Is it just from boxing? Or is it from boxing and social media? Or is it just from social media? None of us know. But on the money, we don't really know who earns the most. But for shits and giggles, let's give that to Ryan. Let's say advantage Ryan. Will this fight earn a big payday? Yeah, it most certainly will. So all the more reason to get the fight done. There is no kind of barrier that can be placed in the way to stop a Tank Davis fight with Ryan Garcia. But watch it don't happen. The man that you mostly can think that would throw a barrier in it has already said, I'm good. We can do this. And that's Floyd Mayweather. Floyd said, let's get it. As I tell y'all, excuse by any other name, still an excuse. Question is, whatever reason Ryan comes up with, it's a legitimate reason. Now, he the one who been bad-mouthing Tank and calling him out and begging for the fight. That was him. Nobody asked him to do that. He the one who showcased that shit on the social media, hoping that all y'all dumbass people stay dumb. That's the only way he wants y'all. Y'all do so much for this man's career and gets doors opening and all this kind of shit and get this man the type paydays he want. He don't ever get it back. He don't ever tell y'all what y'all doing. He used the fuck out of y'all. And y'all like to stay dumb. He really does. Again, take my challenge. Take my challenge. So just with those few measurings that I offered up, see who had the leverage between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Tank all the way. So when Mayweather said Tank the A side, that's what they mean. You got the A side and the B side. It's a play on words from the records back in the day. When you bought an album, the A side had the songs which brought you to the store to get the album, the best songs. And the B side had a couple of songs they threw in there. They don't know if you like it. You don't know if you like it. Maybe they grow on you. But that's what boxers do. They separate shit by leverage because the A side is going to be able to pick the venue. They're going to be able to pick the location. They're going to be able to pick the rules, the weight, just everything. The A side will get that choice. The refs, the judges, the whatever. The A side is going to supposedly get paid the most. This is why, as a boxer, you want to be the A side. When you come down, when it gets to the negotiation and all that, because you're gonna get things, you're gonna catch favor. Ryan walking around here like he the A side. Why does he feel that way? Because y'all followers, dumbasses that y'all are, y'all tell him that. Y'all make this man feel like he is the A side, but y'all don't even watch boxing. That's the crazy part about it. I challenge all 8 million of you. Again, you can watch me in replay. The challenge is still on. I'm dropping nuggets. I'm proving facts right here and right now. Ryan is not the A side. Ryan is not serious about making a fight. If he was serious, he wouldn't say no shit like, I'm fighting at 140 and for no reason, I'm coming down. That means 2 of the fighters you scared of, that you not going to tell your following that you scared of, you can't fight them because they fight at 135. He has never, ever, ever won a championship. Ever. He ain't even been to the finals. He hasn't even had a wild card. And the closest he came to having a wild card, He forfeited it because he was too scared to face the champion. But he don't tell y'all that. And y'all don't ask. But he uses all of his followers, all 8 million of you, to credentialize him, to say he's legit, to act like he's the creme de la creme. And y'all let him. And what y'all get out of it? What do you get out of it? Again, take my challenge. I dare you. Hit the like and subscribe button. When the challenge is over, take your subscription back. Don't come back to the channel. That way you ain't got to hit the like. It ain't going to cost you nothing. Just hit it. No harm, no foul, right? Social media following do not give you the upper hand in boxing over someone, especially when that someone is just as popular. Y'all hear that point? Let me say it again. Social media following, like you guys, you dumbass motherfuckers, do not give you the upper hand in the boxing over someone, especially when that someone is just as popular. Let's take Tank, for example. Isn't that the one that Ryan keep crying he want? Tank is just as popular as Ryan. But Tank is popular because of boxing, not because of anything else. Nobody will ever follow Tank or knew about him unless they saw him fighting and they were fans. Ryan is like a model. He gets on there, he looks good, he flips his hair, whatever the case may be. He does all of that shit, and y'all lap it up. Being ignorant, y'all lap it up. Tank, he just be his authentic self. You like Tank because you like Tank as a boxer. So to me, when it comes to boxing, Tank got more followers. But when it comes to social media, period, not boxing, Ryan has more. I done told you that Oscar De La Hoya said that shit don't translate. I done gave you Exhibit A where he could not fill out an arena. Where's his 8 million followers? How you can't fill out the crypto arena, aka or better known as the Staples Center? How you can't fill that out, but you got 8 million followers? Calling all followers. Where you at? Ratchet is in the building. What's popping? Said it's silly to call it following an idiot. Who do you support? It's not silly. I'm trying to show them. He said, who gives a shit? I guess you do. Because you're asking. This is kind of what puts Ryan on the stage that he's at. This is why he acts the way he acts. Somebody got to address it. Why not me? You like Ryan. It ain't about who I support. I'm stating facts. I ain't hit y'all with nothing but facts. I'm trying to figure out why his social media people don't put shit in perspective. I'm trying to figure out why this man like to keep them dumb. Why he conflates the two. Why he gets paid. Why they spoil him and put the cart before the horse. Why he thinks he can jump the line and fight whomever. Why he can think he can say something like, I'm going to let an undisputed champion, something he don't know nothing about being a champion. Why he can say, I'm going to let this champion simmer, let that fight marinate. I'm trying to figure out where does that shit come from? And I don't need to figure it out. That come from the fact that he got 8 million followers. So I'm addressing the right people. You the one that got a problem. You probably one of them. They are idiots. They are dumb as fuck. They are stupid. Take my challenge. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how that don't move no needles. If you scared to hit, if you scared to do it, you scared to do it. I'm going to show you. It does matter. Take away the fact that he don't have a social media. Let's say he never had social media right now. Where the fuck would he be in his career? I have a right to be mad about a sport that I am passionate about. Because people like him fucking it up. You give him an inch, he takes a mile. You can't see that? Yeah, they idiots. And as I say, if you an idiot, you choosing that. You can always choose not to be an idiot. You can't choose to be special needs. Or in my day, they call it retarded. And retarded to me is not a negative word. It was a clinical way to explain. Say special needs. Special needs could be, you have a problem with your leg, or you can't walk, or you're crippled or something like that. And special needs can also be you're crippled in in your mind, like you're kind of slow, or whatever the case. When you say special needs, run the gamut. What special needs of what? But when you say retardation, that speaks to your mental capacity. I didn't call anybody, none of his fans, retarded. I called them ignorant, stupid, and dumb. All choices that they make that they can choose not to make. So sir, or ma'am, or whoever you are, ratchet, I know what I'm talking about. Again, I challenge all 8 million to prove me wrong. To Ryan's fans, when this fight don't happen, let me get back to it. And this is Ryan's fans. When the fight don't happen, because he been clamoring and he been asking, and the two people that could have threw the monkey wrench in the shit is on board saying yes. Mayweather gave 2 simple requirements for Oscar, who is Ryan's promoter, to do an interview with Fight Hype. Oscar did it, and Mayweather told you, I'll accept, but you got to do the interview, Oscar, which he did, and Ryan, this fight will be at 135. So only 2 requirements. I don't think that's asking a lot, but watch how it don't get done. You think Ryan gonna go talk to his fans and make them smarter about what's going on, or he gonna keep them dumb? This is how we know they're not real boxing fans. But he likes you to think that he got 8 million followers and he used them as leverage all the time. And he gets away with it because a lot of people don't know this is new. We're entering into a new world of how boxing works. Because you got social media and shit. And it's important that a boxer knows how to navigate through social media. Ryan uses it to his advantage. He the one who's making his fans stupid and dumb. He the one who's calling them stupid and dumb. He trying to be that. I'm reiterating what he's saying. That's who give a shit. We give a shit. Because of this, it's why this nigga can act like he act and do the things he do. So you can miss me with that, ratchet. When his next fight, getting back, when his next fight goes down with another cherry pick, because he only fight people he know he can win. At this point, that's what I see. People with their proverbial hands tied behind their back. And leading up to whatever fight he fight next, he's going to call out the Tanks of the world, the Devins of the world. He's going to be talking mad shit. And he going to post this where? On his social media for all of his 8 million people to follow. He going to try to make that narrative a legitimate narrative when it's not. He has no intentions of fighting these people because he's scared. He's scared, and he's straight up bitch. He's scared. And he keeps doing it. I can tell you his next move. I can tell you how he's going to do it. I can't get specifics, but I can tell you how he's going to do it. I personally don't think that Ryan is going to take that fight with Tank. I personally don't think he wants a fight with Tank or Devin. That's what I personally think. And what he's going to do, they'll find another fighter and try to make it seem like it's Tank or it's Devin who's avoiding him. And the whole time leading up to his fight, he's going to talk about Tank and Devin. Watch what I tell you. He has done it enough times to see the pattern and for people to say what it is. But his fans, his I should say followers, because they ain't boxing fans, they eat that shit up. Just makes them look even better. They lap that shit up. Meanwhile, we over here in boxing like, what the fuck? Not again. I ain't falling for it. And I know a lot of other people, whether you're a novice, expert, or whatever, people more than a casual, we're not falling for it. But casual fans don't know nothing. I'm not saying they don't have a seat at the table. They just don't know. And Ryan banks on that. That's the majority of his fans or followers. They're casuals. He love them to be dumb. In fact, he preferred them to be dumb. Because then they can't question the bullshit that he does. Then you got fighters like Tank, like, we want Tank to go for the big ticket items. We want him to fight for undisputed or a championship belt or something. We want these fighters to go for that shit. But we got to keep hearing about Ryan. And then some of his fans or some of the powers that be that represent him want to say, oh, they want to move the needle and say, oh, he's up there. He's at the top of the heap. Come on. And you talking about it don't matter, Ratchet. Really? I just gave you a play-by-play. To all his dumbass fans is listening. I just gave y'all a play-by-play. Watch how it worked just like that. We can go back in time in history and see that it worked just like that. Ryan has a fear. He's more of a social media person, and that is fine. He can be that. But stop conflating the two. Stop trying to put the overlay over boxing. Because you're fucking up the game. You're fucking it up for everybody else. And you lying on people. That shit can be, people are passionate about their sport. And it can get under your skin. Tank got diehard fans who don't want to hear this shit. Because Ryan is lying. And that work together. Ryan is lying. And Devin fans don't want to hear this shit. Who want to give him the time of day? Hell, Isaac Cruz is on the rise, and he had to invent a duck clause just to deal with lying Ryan. That's what he is. I'm sitting up here posing a challenge to his dumbass fans, and I'm saying to them, if at the end of the challenge you want to take your subscription back, you can do that. I'm hitting you with all facts. I don't have to lie to point this out. Him having that much of social media following, you can say, oh, Miss T, you're hating. I'm not hating. But it is a problem because it is giving false narratives life. That's what it's doing. He's using them as leverage to get certain things that he wants. Please tell me, Earl Spence got paid $1.5 to fight Ugas. You're telling me that Ryan Garcia is worth more than Earl Spence? I understand that they got two different promoters, but come on, yo. Come on, yo. How the fuck do they justify paying this dude $2 million to fight Javier Fortuna? How? Anybody with common sense and who is a true boxing fan, how does that happen? I don't care he's with Golden Boy. Because a lot of people believe, Ratchet, that them damn followers that he got are fans. And they're not. They're not fans of boxing. They're fans of him. Period. He looks good. You know what I'm saying? He do interesting things to make them follow him. Ain't got shit to do with boxing. But he's able to use the fact that he has this big following to leverage shit in boxing. That ain't right and that ain't fair. And to prove my point, I said, hell, hit like, hit subscribe, and let me show you. And at the end of the challenge, take your subscription back. Brian's followers, Brian's dumb, stupid ass followers, as I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying it. Because they need to call his ass out and they need to hold him accountable. He messing up all kinds of shit. We gonna sit here and not get to see fights with Tank because he throwing his bid in. You can't take this nigga serious. But thanks to his followers, it's almost like people feel like you got to. But he do got followers. He do got 8 million. Yeah, he got that for now. Once he passed 25 years old and he started getting close to 30, let's see if he still got 8 million. Because at the trajectory that he's going at, what followers he going to have? As I live and breathe, I say, Ryan has never won anything significant in boxing. Boxing is a sport. It's like all the other sports. They have a trophy at the end. They have the Super Bowl, which is to be a champion, be unified, and then be undisputed. He's already called himself trying to move out of a weight division, and he ain't accomplished shit in the fucking weight division that he moving out of. But he wants the creme de la creme. By virtue of the fact that you move to another weight division means you start again from the bottom. Listen to Earl Spence, like his talking points, or the Charlo's talking points. I try not to agree with them all the way, but if we gonna agree, if you looking at it, a lot of people do agree. This is what they say about Bud. Bud, yeah, you did that at 140 and 135, but you didn't do that shit at 147. But you just got one championship belt. But if you go up to 160 and try to fight Charlo, you are the B side. But if you fight Earl Spence, you are the B side. You have no leverage. You ain't this shit. You ain't shit. You don't have that many pay-per-view buys and all this stuff. Nowadays, it's about the money more than it's about anything else. There's no healthy balance. So yes, sir, it does matter about motherfucking these measuring sticks that they choose to use to gain leverage. I don't know if Ratchet, if you're a girl or a guy, excuse me if I call you a guy, you actually a girl, I don't know. But it does matter. It does matter. And you saying who gives a shit, obviously you, because you up in here. I just told y'all the play-by-play what's about to happen next. So like I said, Oscar accepted condition. He said, I'll make it happen. He actually was telling Mayweather, like, shit, I'm the only one that can make it happen. I'll do this. I got this. All I can say is we'll see. I doubt it. What about y'all fans? Y'all support that? Some of them ain't here. I would think more would be here. They not? That shows you. That shows you to me. I'm proving the point, even by not, like proving the point the way I was trying to prove the point. They do not follow boxing. And you will hear people who want to want a cake for Ryan, say, oh, yeah, they're boxing fans. No, they're not. Only thing Ryan has earned truly in boxing is his reputation for being a scared, ducking fighter. As I say, I play his song. Every time I say his name, I like to play his song. All they prove that he's a scared, ducking fighter. I even said before the fight with Javier Fortuna that Ryan's status does not move, doesn't move the needle. This conflating his success in social media with boxing, with the boxing world, are apples and oranges. But no, but nobody points that out. If nobody gonna point it out, I'll point it out. Say that's a dirty job. Somebody got to do it. I'll do it. You know, I have showed you. I stated all my facts about this thing. They're not hard to find. You can go Google this. Go Google fight hype. Finding clips of Ryan Garcia bragging or telling somebody come fight me. That ain't hard to find. You know what I said. Floyd called them out. Called his bluff. That's a fact. Did Ryan respond? No, he didn't. Do I think he's a scared ass and he embarrassing himself? Yes, I do. Do I think Ryan actually got talent? Yeah, I do. He don't believe it. He don't care for it. Do I think that they spoiled him and ruined him? Yeah, because they put the cart before the horse, as they like to do these days. Ryan is a good looking kid. I don't blame him for having a big following. What I blame him for is using them as credentials, which he does. If you ask me to sign a petition, I gave this example. If you ask me to sign a petition and say, yeah, we'll make this change, T. You gotta get enough, you gotta get 500,000 people to think just like you. Okay, I'm gonna come home, pull out my white pages, yellow pages, whoever. I'm gonna just start signing people's names. And then I'm gonna turn that petition in. They be like, damn, you reached the numbers like that fast? Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll listen. Now we can open that door. Boom, boom, boom. I get everything I want, and none of the people that I put down even is aware or care or would have signed it. So did I not just commit fraud or just, in some respect, use play with these people's names? That's what Ryan does all the time. And some people be like, oh, I don't know if I could tell. Maybe his followers are there for the boxing. They not. They not. Anybody can prove it. I proved my point without proving it. I said, look, by the end of the show, I'm going to show y'all. I said, take my challenge. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Guess what? At the end of it, at the end of the challenge, when we come back and look, I told you what was not going to happen just because you hit like and share. I was trying to show you being a social media darling don't equate to, what he trying to say it does in his boxing career and the leverage he be trying to pull. Using y'all name in vain. But a lot of his followers probably didn't even show up. And guess what? Exactamundo. They're not boxing fans. If you call me an idiot and say that I'm just blindly following somebody, I'll show up and be like, yo, wait a minute, that's not true. Where they at? You still got a chance. I'm gonna keep the challenge going. Still got a chance. Look at me on replay. Guarantee you. I guarantee you doing that will not move a needle. And I don't see how nobody sees that. People say it don't matter. It does matter. Because Tank is a star compared to his contemporaries. And we are wasting our time with Ryan Garcia. Not only did he renege on what he said he was going to do after the Tego fight. Learn to speak more carefully. Think about the things he said before he said he didn't double and triple down back into his old ways. He called out Tank. I sat back and watched quietly how he called out Tank more. He talked about Javier Fortuna. When Javier fought, I saw his age. Yeah, it was what Ryan was doing, but I saw his age. A young Javier Fortuna would have gotten the inside some kind of way. He'd have sold out to get in. And I'm not a Javier Fortuna's fan. Ryan knew, and his matchmakers knew he was going to win that fight. And then he goes up and he goes and emphatically tells everybody he is fighting at 140 in no other weight class. But all the greats at motherfucking 135 need to come up to him. So Ryan Garcia, like I said, I play his song when I mention his name. It's only fitting. You know what I call that? A clever duck. He's a clever duck. To go up and say, I'm not fighting 135. I'm at 140. All of you need to come up to me. You need to bend down to me. The person who never in their life been a champion, don't even know what it feels like to be a champion. You got to come and bend over to me. You guys were champions. I was never a champion, but you got to come to me. And he knows that's not going to happen. He knows that. So he has effectively ducked them, but at the same time besmirched their character on his punk ass shit. And people like Ratchet say, who gives a shit? And you don't give a shit? You don't care about that? What about the people who are passionate about being a fan of Devin Haney or Tank Davis? What about those fans? They don't matter. They love the sport. They love their fighter just like you love whatever you like. But because you probably secretly a Ryan fan, you come in here and say that shit. It need to be said. I proved my point. I really believe I proved my point. Mayweather pulled his whole card. He ain't got no smoke for Mayweather. Not even a rebuttal. His fans gonna keep following him, and he gonna tell the world that they following him because of his boxing acumen, and they never gonna step up and say, "Nah, player, hold up, no, just a nice looking guy, dress nice, and you do the kid shit we like." He gonna use them as leverage. He don't get nothing back to them. Nothing. We offer anything? Nothing. This is my whole point. You try to work with him. I said, I tell the truth. He's a good fighter. He could be great if he wanted to. He doesn't want to. But he'd rather take the easy way out, the easy route. Fuck with people's character and their brand. When he does that shit to Tank, fucking with his brand. That means he's taking money out his pockets. Or trying to. Ryan is a father of two little girls. Sure, they beautiful and everything. So is Tank, a father of two little girls. And they are beautiful as well. But you're fucking with his opportunity and potential of raising his kid and giving them everything he want to give them. Taking food out of his mouth. By doing this shit, you're painting the picture that he's the bitch, that he's scared. And you using your motherfucking followers to legitimize your shit. That's the problem. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Now, I know I went above and beyond explain myself. So I'm gonna drop this link. You can come in, curse me out, do whatever. I personally don't give a shit. I don't care how you feel about it. Because I know I didn't lie. I didn't have to lie about anything that I said. I ain't have to lie. I'm opening the phone lines too. I ain't gonna wait for none of y'all. Give it a couple of minutes. I told you it was gonna take me a couple of hours, and I did it. Where his bitch ass fans at? Where his followers at? Can y'all say something that rebut anything I said? I'm supposed to be nice. Is he being nice? I'm not even that big of a Tank or Devin fan. I'm a big fan, but not like I am with Wilder and Bud Crawford. I ain't even on that level with them. But I don't think you should just downgrade them because you can. I don't think you should do that, and use your followers to help you do that. People give him a little credence in boxing because of the followers he got. I submit to you that he would have those followers even if he was an accountant. He could be an accountant. He could be a cashier at the Dollar General. I submit to you he would be that popular on social media. But he's gonna take that leverage. He's gonna downgrade the fighters he want to downgrade. He picking the ones that seem like they're at the top. Ryan don't care about no belts. He don't know what it feels like to be a champion. He wouldn't even know what to do with being a champion. So he goes after the person that he can respect a little bit, and that is Tank Davis, because Tanks actually sells out places that he go. Ryan doesn't do that. So he got to bring Tank down beneath him, and he's using his followers to do it. And they don't even, and this is why I say they ignorant and they dumb, because they don't even know they doing it. They probably thinking, I'm not on here talking about Tank or whatever. You are letting this guy speak for you, and you're not correcting it. That's what you're doing. If y'all slammed his dick in the mud, he will fucking stop doing some of the shit he do. He only do it because he has the following. I know I can't stop that. I'm not unrealistic to think that it's a social media world. This is all new. I didn't grow up in this world. I've learned it. I didn't grow up in this world. And some of you may say I've been too harsh, but I'm not. Somebody has to say it. We're going to waste the rest of this year on a potential fight with Tank and Ryan Garcia that'll never happen because Ryan does not really want to have that fight. We're going to watch as they put him in positions above other people who have earned it. A title shot. They was even talking like they was possibly wanting to give him a title shot with Cambosos. And Cambosos had to come out and say, nah, nigga, you gotta earn that shit. I can't look at you. You have not earned that. I can't give you a fight and turn around and look at my fans or boxing fans, period. I can't hold my head up. But Ryan was leveraging his followers that he have on social media to get him in certain positions. If they would have gave that to him, he would have took it. And y'all know on this channel how I feel about Cambosos. I think he won his fight fair and square, but I think he caught lightning in the bottle when he beat out Teofimo. I think if they had 5 fights more, then Teofimo would have won all 5 when it came to Cambosos. But at least Cambosos had a fortitude to call it what it was. Dude, you have not earned this shit. No way can I explain, even with your 8 million followers, why you get the chance to have this title shot over somebody like Devin Haney or Lomachenko, even Tank Davis. How does you, who've never fought a champion, who have never at that time, because now since past Saturday he's fought a former champion, but at that time never fought a champion, never, never challenged himself, never did anything. The emphasis he placed in anything is his motherfucking YouTube career, and then he tries to marry the two together, boxing and YouTube or social media, tries to marry them together like they are a direct reflection of each other, and they're not. Where his fans at? Maybe it wasn't enough time. I put this. I put the thumbnail up a couple of hours before I went on. So I tell you what, I'll give him more time. But I proved my point, y'all. But I did. If anybody feel like I didn't, I dropped the link in the chat already. I've opened the phone line. But you guys see my way. Y'all see it my way. And that's good. That's good for me. Ryan is the type of person you cannot give him an inch, he'll take a mile. He cannot be just appreciative that they feed him soft touches, or fighters that are, on the downgrade in their career or the decline in their career. He can't leave it at that. He gonna fight another soft touch. And he gonna call Tank's name out again. He has no intention of fighting him. But we in boxing gotta put up. I love my sport too much. Clown ass niggas like him. I try to pull back. I was proud of him when he said after the Tego fight. So I felt like that was a gym teacher. Boy, I was proud of what he said. Not only did he renege all that, doubling down, tripling down. Only person that seemed like had a problem with what I was saying was Ratchet. Secret Ryan fan. I don't know who you are, Ratchet. Who gives a shit? I care. I care. It's you. Who gives a shit that you don't give a shit? How about that one? So, nobody has a rebuttal. I'm good. I'm good. I said what I had to say. I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna let it marinate, Ryan. I'm gonna let that thing simmer, as he said what he'll do when it comes to Devin Haney. I'm gonna let that marinate. And if you mad because I call you stupid, ignorant, or dumb, remember those are choices. You choosing to do that. I don't think you was born like that. I think you choosing to do that. And what y'all essentially are doing, you letting this dude use your name in vain. You don't check his ass. Am I trying to take away his following? No, I'm not. He can have that. I don't begrudge him for that. What I begrudge him for, so we clear, tries to marry the two together. His social media is apples. His boxing career is oranges. Don't conflate the two. Because when you do, Ryan, create false narratives. Give yourself leverage. Don't wind up wasting people's energy. Same vein, you are degrading, valuing actual fighters. Tell me how the fuck that's fair. And why wouldn't I be, as a boxing fan, mad at that? Not fair. Why I'm upset. But if some of y'all can't see that, that's y'all problem. But thank you for listening. As I always say, know better. You do what? You'll do better. As I say, Boxing Fans Talk TV, 1. Ryan Garcia, stupid, dumbass, ridiculous, idiotic fans, 0. Watch me in playback. Leave a comment. Take the challenge. I will give an update. But don't be salty. Because none of y'all are salty when he put his boot on motherfuckers' neck by trying to besmirch their character and devaluing their brand. Y'all not salty when he do that. Again, I don't have to be a big fan of somebody else to see that he does that. I ain't salty. You ain't got nothing to say. But I got something to say. So, know better, you do better. Till tomorrow. Peace.